Welcome to QuickLit, where we explore the transformative power of ideas and insights that can change your life. Today, we're diving deep into the world of grit, passion, and perseverance with one of the most inspiring books of our time, Grit, by Duckworth. Whether you're chasing your dreams, striving for personal growth, or seeking the keys to success, this summary is your roadmap. Get ready to discover the secret to achieving your goals, no matter how big or small. Let's jump right in. Chapter 1, What Grit Is and Why It Matters. In the opening chapter of Grit, author Duckworth introduces the concept of grit as a powerful determinant of success, surpassing talent and intelligence. She starts by sharing the story of William James Seedes, a child prodigy with exceptional intellectual abilities. Seedes's case serves as a backdrop to the book's central question: why do some individuals, even those with extraordinary potential, fail to achieve their goals, while others with seemingly fewer advantages reach great heights? Duckworth defines grit as a combination of passion and perseverance. Passion represents a deep, enduring love for an activity or goal, while perseverance embodies the ability to persist in the pursuit of that passion over the long term. She argues that grit matters more than talent or innate intelligence in achieving success, and she substantiates this claim through various examples, from the military to sports to education. The author introduces the grit scale, a self-assessment tool she developed to measure an individual's grit. Duckworth emphasizes that the grit scale is a better predictor of achievement than traditional measures like SAT scores or IQ tests. Duckworth debunks the myth of natural talent and asserts that high achievers often display immense grit. She highlights how successful individuals like Warren Buffett, a legendary investor, and Will Smith, a Hollywood actor, attribute their accomplishments to grit rather than innate talent. The message here is clear: it's not about being the smartest or most talented, it's about being the most determined. The author concludes the chapter by discussing the implications of grit in a broader societal context. Duckworth suggests that grit can be cultivated and developed, and she aims to provide insights and strategies throughout the book to help individuals of all backgrounds tap into their grit potential. Chapter 1 sets the stage for the book's exploration of grit as a fundamental component of success. It challenges conventional notions of talent and intelligence and introduces the idea that passion and perseverance are the keys to achieving long-term goals. Duckworth invites readers to reflect on their own levels of grit and consider how it might impact their pursuits in life. Chapter 2, Showing Up. In Chapter 2 of Grit, Duckworth delves into the importance of consistency and perseverance, emphasizing that showing up and working diligently are critical components of grit. She begins by recounting the story of Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States, and his pursuit of moral perfection through a set of virtues. Franklin's dedication to self-improvement, characterized by his daily commitment to tracking his virtues, serves as an example of grit in action. Duckworth introduces the concept of effort count twice. This idea asserts that not only does effort count once as a factor in achieving success, but it also counts a second time as a contributor to skill development. She uses the analogy of a mathematical formula: skill equals talent x effort. This formula underscores the notion that effort plays a dual role in determining one's abilities. The author explores the hard thing rule, a principle she developed with her own family. The rule encourages individuals, especially children, to choose a challenging activity and stick with it for at least 2 years, regardless of temporary difficulties or boredom. The purpose of this rule is to instill the value of perseverance and commitment. Duckworth introduces research on effort counts twice in various contexts. She discusses the findings of psychologist K. Anders Ericsson, who coined the term deliberate practice. Ericsson's research shows that achieving expertise in any field requires not just practice but deliberate practice, which involves consistent effort to improve specific aspects of performance. The author emphasizes the value of effort over time by discussing the story of Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Carroll's coaching philosophy centers on the importance of grit and resilience. He encourages his players to have a next play mentality, where they focus on giving their best effort in the present moment rather than dwelling on past mistakes. Duckworth concludes the chapter by reiterating that showing up and putting in effort day after day is a fundamental aspect of grit. She acknowledges that grit requires stamina, and it's not just about being passionate but about persevering in the face of adversity. The chapter underscores the idea that sustained effort is a key factor in achieving long-term success. Chapter 2 reinforces the concept that grit is not just about talent or passion, it's about consistently showing up, working hard, and persisting through challenges. Duckworth provides real-life examples and research findings to support the notion that effort is a crucial component of skill development and achievement. The chapter also introduces practical principles, like the hard thing rule, to cultivate grit in everyday life. Chapter 3, Effort Counts Twice. Chapter 3 of Grit by Angela Duckworth continues to explore the concept that effort counts twice, emphasizing the relationship between effort and skill development. In this chapter, Duckworth provides further evidence and examples to support this idea. The chapter opens with the story of Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the world's largest financial institutions. Duckworth highlights how Dimon's dedication to continuous improvement, even in the face of setbacks, has contributed to his success. His journey serves as an illustration of the effort counts twice principle. Duckworth introduces the concept of the cult of the head start. This refers to the common belief that early advantages or talents lead to long-term success. She argues that this belief is misleading and potentially harmful because it can discourage individuals who don't have such early advantages. Duckworth's research shows that while natural talent and early advantages can provide a temporary boost, they do not guarantee long-term success. Grit, she argues, is a more reliable predictor of achievement. The author discusses the work of psychologist Carol Dweck and her research on mindset. Dweck's research distinguishes between a fixed mindset, where individuals believe their abilities are innate and unchangeable, and a growth mindset, where individuals believe their abilities can be developed through effort and learning. Duckworth suggests that individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace the idea that effort counts twice, as they see their abilities as malleable and capable of improvement. Duckworth explores the concept of practice in the development of skill. She introduces the 10,000-hour rule, popularized by Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers. While Gladwell's book suggests that 10,000 hours of practice are required to achieve mastery in a field, Duckworth's research offers a more nuanced perspective. She argues that the quantity of practice is important, but the quality of practice, known as deliberate practice, matters even more. Deliberate practice involves focused, goal-oriented efforts to improve specific aspects of performance. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that grit is not just about effort, it's about the right kind of effort sustained over a long period. Duckworth argues that grit is a combination of passion and perseverance, and effort counts twice because it contributes both to skill development and to the achievement of long-term goals. Chapter 3 reinforces the idea that grit is a crucial factor in achieving success, even more so than early advantages or innate talent. Duckworth presents compelling evidence that individuals with a growth mindset and a commitment to deliberate practice are more likely to realize their potential. The chapter challenges the notion of effortless success and highlights the importance of sustained, high-quality effort in skill development and achievement. Chapter 4, Effort Counts Twice. Chapter 4 of Grit by Angela Duckworth continues to explore the concept of effort counting twice, with a focus on the relationship between effort and achievement in the context of deliberate practice. Duckworth begins the chapter by introducing the story of the legendary coach, Pete Carroll, and his tenure with the Seattle Seahawks. Carroll's coaching philosophy emphasizes the importance of grit and effort in achieving success, and he places a significant emphasis on practice. The author highlights the work of Anders Ericsson, a psychologist known for his research on expertise and deliberate practice. Ericsson's studies have shown that experts in various fields, whether it's music, sports, or chess, all have one thing in common: they engage in deliberate practice. Duckworth defines deliberate practice as a specific type of practice that involves setting goals, focusing on specific weaknesses, seeking feedback, and pushing beyond one's comfort zone. Duckworth discusses the efforts of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra and their journey to becoming one of the top orchestras in the world. She emphasizes that their transformation was not solely due to talent but a result of deliberate practice and a commitment to improvement. The orchestra's conductor, Jaap van Zweden, played a pivotal role in instilling this culture of continuous improvement. The chapter also explores the experiences of teachers in high-performing schools. Duckworth interviews educators who emphasize the importance of effort and persistence in their students. These teachers prioritize the development of grit and resilience, recognizing that academic success is not solely determined by innate talent. Duckworth introduces the two-factor theory of achievement, which states that achievement is the product of both talent and effort. While talent may contribute to initial success, effort is the factor that leads to improvement and the realization of potential. She illustrates this theory with examples from various fields, emphasizing that grit is the factor that bridges the gap between talent and achievement. The chapter concludes by reiterating the idea that effort counts twice, emphasizing that grit is about more than just persistence, it's about the quality of effort invested. Duckworth's research and the stories she shares underscore the message that grit, in the form of deliberate practice, is a key determinant of long-term success in any field. Chapter 4 reinforces the concept that deliberate practice, characterized by focused, goal-oriented effort, is the driving force behind skill development and achievement. Duckworth provides real-life examples, from sports to education to music, to illustrate how grit and effort contribute to success. The chapter challenges the idea that talent alone leads to achievement and underscores the importance of sustained, high-quality effort in reaching one's full potential. Chapter 5, Myelin, the Real Key to Success. Chapter 5 of Grit by Angela Duckworth delves into the role of myelin, a substance in the brain, and its relationship with grit and skill development. Duckworth explains how myelin plays a crucial role in the process of learning and mastery. The chapter opens with the story of Alex, a young saxophonist with a passion for jazz. Alex's journey from being a novice to a skilled musician serves as an example of the gradual development of expertise. Duckworth explains that Alex's improvement is due to the process of myelination, which occurs as a result of deliberate practice. Duckworth introduces the concept of myelin as a fatty substance that wraps around nerve fibers in the brain, forming a sort of insulation. Myelin is essential for the efficient transmission of electrical signals between nerve cells. The more an individual practices a particular skill, the more myelin is produced, strengthening the neural connections associated with that skill. The author presents the work of neurologist Daniel Levitin, who has studied the brains of professional musicians to understand the physical changes that occur as a result of practice. Levitin's research reveals that the brains of expert musicians are structurally different from those of novices due to the increased myelination of specific neural pathways. Duckworth discusses the idea that talent is often misunderstood. She argues that what is commonly seen as talent is often the result of early exposure and extensive practice, which leads to increased myelination. She highlights the 10-year rule, which suggests that it takes roughly a decade of dedicated practice to achieve mastery in a particular field. The author also explores the concept of purposeful practice, which is a specific type of practice characterized by focused attention on improving specific aspects of performance. Purposeful practice involves setting clear goals, receiving feedback, and pushing beyond one's comfort zone. Duckworth stresses that purposeful practice is a critical component of grit. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that myelination is a key mechanism underlying the development of skills and expertise. While talent may provide a starting point, the deliberate and purposeful practice, along with the resulting myelination, is what leads to true mastery. Grit, characterized by passion and perseverance, is what drives individuals to engage in the relentless practice required for skill development. Chapter 5 deepens our understanding of the biological and neurological aspects of skill development and grit. Duckworth illustrates how myelination, driven by purposeful practice, is a fundamental process in achieving expertise. The chapter challenges the notion of talent as the primary determinant of success and underscores the importance of sustained effort and skill building over time. Chapter 6, Effort Counts Twice. In Chapter 6 of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the exploration of the concept that effort counts twice continues, with a focus on effort and achievement in the realm of education. Duckworth provides insights into the role of grit in academic success and the importance of maintaining long-term goals. The chapter begins with the story of Pete Carroll and his efforts to instill grit and resilience in his players. Duckworth highlights how Carroll's coaching philosophy, which emphasizes effort and a next play mentality, can be applied not only to sports but also to education and other domains of life. Duckworth discusses her own experiences as a teacher in a challenging New York City public school and the realization that talent alone does not guarantee academic success. She observes that students who displayed a combination of passion and perseverance, or grit, were more likely to excel academically, even in the face of adversity. The author introduces the research of psychologist Jeffrey Jensen Arnett, who conducted a study on the transition to adulthood. Arnett identified emerging adulthood as a distinct life stage during which individuals explore career options, personal values, and long-term goals. Duckworth suggests that grit is especially relevant during this phase, as it helps individuals stay committed to their aspirations. Duckworth explores the work of education researchers, including Benjamin Bloom and his study on exceptional performers in various fields. Bloom's research revealed that high achievers shared a common trait, the willingness to invest substantial effort over extended periods. Duckworth emphasizes that the development of grit begins in childhood and continues into adulthood. The author discusses the importance of grit culture in schools, where educators prioritize character development, resilience, and a growth mindset alongside traditional academic achievement. Duckworth cites the example of the KIPP, Knowledge is Power program, schools, which focus on character development and grit as essential components of education. Duckworth presents the concept of a hard thing hierarchy, which ranks activities based on their level of challenge and the grit required to complete them. Engaging in activities higher on the hierarchy, which demand greater effort and persistence, can lead to greater personal growth and achievement. The chapter concludes by emphasizing the importance of grit in education and personal development. Duckworth argues that cultivating grit in students and individuals is essential for long-term success. Grit involves setting high-level, long-term goals and persisting in the face of challenges and setbacks. Chapter 6 reinforces the idea that effort counts twice, particularly in the context of education and personal development. Duckworth's research and examples demonstrate that grit, characterized by passion and perseverance, is a significant predictor of academic achievement and lifelong success. The chapter encourages educators and individuals to prioritize grit culture and long-term goals as essential components of a fulfilling life. Chapter 7, The Playing Fields of Grit. In Chapter 7 of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the focus shifts to the application of grit in the realms of sports, business, and other competitive fields. Duckworth explores the role of grit in achieving success and the common characteristics of individuals who excel in these domains. The chapter begins with the story of Pete Carroll and his coaching philosophy, emphasizing that grit is not limited to sports but extends to various aspects of life, including business and entrepreneurship. Carroll's coaching principles, such as competition and resilience, serve as a foundation for the discussion. Duckworth introduces the concept of effort counts twice in the context of competitive fields. She highlights that in these domains, talent is often evenly distributed among participants, making grit a decisive factor in determining success. She also mentions the warrior spirit, a term coined by Marine veteran Karl Marlantes, which embodies qualities of grit, resilience, and determination. The author discusses the research of psychologist Martin Seligman, who investigated the link between optimism and success in the workplace. Seligman found that optimistic individuals tend to be more successful and that optimism can be learned. Duckworth suggests that grit plays a role in fostering optimism, as grit enables individuals to persist in the face of setbacks and maintain a positive outlook. Duckworth explores the world of business and entrepreneurship, highlighting the stories of successful individuals who embody grit. She introduces the concept of strategic quitting, which involves the deliberate decision to stop pursuing a goal when it becomes evident that the goal is no longer aligned with one's passion or long-term objectives. The chapter also delves into the psychology of competition and the traits of high-achieving individuals. Duckworth discusses the work of psychologist and researcher Anders Ericsson, who found that individuals who reached the highest levels of performance, such as chess grandmasters and elite musicians, had typically accumulated around 10,000 hours of practice. The author introduces the concept of playing fields, which are environments that provide opportunities for individuals to engage in meaningful competition and develop grit. Duckworth emphasizes the importance of choosing the right playing field, one that aligns with an individual's passion and long-term goals. The chapter concludes by highlighting the idea that grit is not just about perseverance, it's also about passion and the ability to maintain long-term commitment to a goal. Duckworth encourages individuals to identify their passion and choose the playing field where they can invest their effort and develop their grit. Chapter 7 reinforces the concept that effort counts twice, particularly in competitive fields where talent alone is not enough. Duckworth's exploration of sports, business, and entrepreneurship illustrates how grit plays a pivotal role in achieving success. The chapter underscores the importance of passion, resilience, and optimism in maintaining long-term commitment to one's goals and chosen playing field. Chapter 8, The Cult of Effort Count Twice. In Chapter 8 of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the author explores the concept of a culture of grit and its significance in fostering grit in individuals, organizations, and society at large. Duckworth emphasizes the role of culture and collective effort in promoting grit. The chapter begins with a reflection on the legendary Green Berets, an elite special forces unit in the U.S. Army. Duckworth uses their intense training and selection process as an example of a culture that values grit above all else. The Green Berets prioritize qualities like perseverance, resilience, and adaptability as key to their success. Duckworth introduces the concept of the hard thing rule, which she developed as a parent to instill grit in her own children. The rule is simple: everyone in the family must choose a hard thing to pursue, whether it's a musical instrument, a sport, or an academic pursuit. Once chosen, they commit to sticking with it for a specific period, regardless of difficulties or setbacks. The author discusses the importance of a culture of effort in educational settings. She highlights the work of Dave Levin and Mike Feinberg, founders of the KIPP, Knowledge is Power program, charter schools, who prioritize character development and grit alongside academic achievement. These schools focus on fostering a growth mindset and encouraging students to embrace challenges. Duckworth presents the research of Carol Dweck on the growth mindset, which is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. She emphasizes that a growth mindset is a key component of a culture of grit, as it encourages individuals to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to their self-esteem. The chapter explores the concept of learned industriousness, the idea that effort itself is a habit that can be cultivated. Duckworth discusses studies that show how individuals who are consistently praised for their effort develop a stronger work ethic and greater perseverance. Duckworth also emphasizes the role of role models and mentors in fostering grit. She shares the story of Jeffrey Canada, the founder of the Harlem Children's Zone, who served as a mentor to countless students and inspired them to pursue higher education and success. The chapter concludes by underlining the importance of creating a culture that values effort and grit. Duckworth argues that grit is contagious and that individuals, organizations, and communities can collectively embrace grit as a cultural norm. A culture of grit not only promotes individual achievement but also contributes to the betterment of society as a whole. Chapter 8 reinforces the idea that effort counts twice by focusing on the cultural aspects of grit. Duckworth illustrates how a culture that values effort, perseverance, and a growth mindset can lead to individual and collective success. The chapter encourages readers to foster a culture of grit in their families, schools, workplaces, and communities, recognizing that grit is a quality that can be nurtured and shared. Chapter 9, The Effort Count Twice Framework. In Chapter 9 of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the author introduces the Effort Count Twice Framework, a concept that encapsulates the idea that effort not only builds skills and achievement but also leads to a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Duckworth explores how this framework can be applied to various aspects of life. The chapter begins with the story of Richard, a high school dropout who eventually earned his GED and pursued higher education. Richard's journey is presented as an example of someone who discovered the value of effort and the effort count twice principle later in life. Duckworth presents the 3 stages of the effort count twice framework: interest, practice, and purpose. Interest. This stage involves identifying and developing one's interests and passions. Duckworth emphasizes that passion is not something one is born with but something that can be cultivated through exploration and discovery. She provides examples of individuals who pursued their interests, such as the artist Jackson Pollock and the writer John Irving. Practice. This stage centers on the deliberate and consistent practice required to develop skills and expertise. Duckworth emphasizes the importance of purposeful practice, setting specific goals, seeking feedback, and pushing beyond one's comfort zone. She refers to the work of Anders Ericsson and the 10,000-hour rule, highlighting that sustained effort is necessary for mastery. Purpose. The final stage of the framework involves connecting one's passion and skills to a higher purpose. Duckworth discusses the work of psychologist William Damon, who studied the development of purpose in individuals. Purpose provides a sense of meaning and fulfillment and can be a powerful motivator to persevere through challenges. Duckworth introduces the concept of the hard thing rule, which encourages individuals to choose and commit to challenging pursuits that align with their interests and goals. She emphasizes that the effort count twice principle applies to both small and large goals in life. The author also discusses the importance of a supportive and gritty culture in fostering the effort count twice framework. She shares the story of Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, who values grit and perseverance in his organization. Duckworth emphasizes that leaders play a significant role in creating a culture that encourages effort and passion. The chapter concludes with the idea that individuals can apply the effort count twice framework to their own lives by cultivating their interests, engaging in deliberate practice, and connecting their efforts to a higher purpose. Duckworth underscores the transformative power of effort and grit in achieving both personal success and a sense of fulfillment. Chapter 9 reinforces the central theme of the book, that effort is a critical component of success and personal growth. Duckworth's effort count twice framework provides a structured approach to developing passion, skills, and purpose in life. The chapter encourages readers to embrace challenges, persist in their pursuits, and find meaning in their efforts, recognizing that effort truly counts twice in the journey toward achievement and fulfillment. Chapter 10, Grit Grows. In Chapter 10 of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the author explores the idea that grit is not only a trait that some individuals possess but also a quality that can be cultivated and developed over time. Duckworth delves into the science of grit and how it can be nurtured in both children and adults. The chapter begins with a reflection on the work of psychologist Carol Dweck and her research on the growth mindset. Dweck's findings reveal that individuals who believe that their abilities can be developed through effort are more likely to embrace challenges and persist in the face of setbacks. Duckworth connects the growth mindset to the concept of grit, emphasizing that both involve the belief in the malleability of abilities. Duckworth presents the research of psychologist Angela Lee Duckworth, no relation, and her studies on the development of grit in students. The author emphasizes the importance of effort count twice in the classroom, where students learn that sustained effort leads to achievement and a sense of accomplishment. The chapter explores the role of parents, educators, and mentors in fostering grit in children. Duckworth introduces the concept of wise parenting and emphasizes the importance of balancing support and challenge. Wise parents provide a safe and encouraging environment for their children to explore their interests while also encouraging them to persist through difficulties. Duckworth discusses the significance of extracurricular activities, such as sports and the arts, in promoting grit in young people. She highlights that these activities offer opportunities for children to develop passion, practice skills, and learn the value of effort and perseverance. The author introduces the concept of the hard thing rule, a set of guidelines for parents and mentors to help children develop grit. The rule includes selecting a hard thing, committing to it for a specific period, and not allowing quitting even when it becomes challenging. Duckworth explores the idea that grit can be developed and strengthened throughout one's life. She shares stories of individuals who discovered their passion and perseverance later in life and achieved remarkable success. The message is clear: it's never too late to develop grit and pursue one's passions. The chapter concludes with the reminder that grit is a lifelong journey. It involves the continuous pursuit of interests, the deliberate practice of skills, and the alignment of effort with a sense of purpose. Duckworth encourages readers to embrace the growth mindset, provide support to the next generation, and recognize that grit can be cultivated and grown at any age. Chapter 10 reinforces the idea that grit is not a fixed trait but a quality that can be nurtured and developed. Duckworth's exploration of the growth mindset and the role of parents and mentors underscores the importance of creating environments that encourage effort, perseverance, and passion. The chapter inspires readers to embrace the belief that grit can grow and evolve throughout life, leading to personal and collective achievements. Chapter 11, Conclusion: The Gritty Effort Count Twice. In the concluding chapter of Grit by Angela Duckworth, the author synthesizes the key ideas and insights presented throughout the book, emphasizing the central concept that effort counts twice. Duckworth reiterates that grit, a combination of passion and perseverance, is the secret to achieving long-term goals and personal fulfillment. Duckworth reflects on her own journey of researching and writing about grit, highlighting the stories of the gritty individuals she encountered along the way. She emphasizes that grit is not a solitary trait but a quality that is shaped by individual experiences, influences, and environments. The author addresses the question of whether talent and innate ability are as valuable as grit. She argues that while talent may provide an initial advantage, it is grit that ultimately determines success. Duckworth presents the formula for achievement as achievement equals talent x effort. Duckworth underscores the idea that effort is the factor that can be controlled and increased over time, making it the driving force behind achievement. She introduces the concept of the Matthew effect, which suggests that those who start with a small advantage can accumulate more advantages through effort and perseverance. Duckworth acknowledges that grit is not a magic bullet that guarantees success in all endeavors. She emphasizes the importance of choosing the right passion and the right goals, as well as the ability to adapt and pivot when necessary. Grit, she argues, is not stubbornly pursuing a single path but remaining committed to a larger purpose and the willingness to change tactics as needed. The author revisits the story of Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Chase, and his emphasis on grit in the workplace. Duckworth discusses the role of leadership in fostering a culture of grit within organizations and how leaders can inspire their teams to persevere through challenges. Duckworth offers practical advice for cultivating grit in one's own life, including the importance of finding a sense of purpose, embracing a growth mindset, and seeking out gritty role models and mentors. She encourages readers to adopt the hard thing rule in their families and personal pursuits. The chapter concludes with the message that grit is a lifelong journey, and it is never too late to develop and strengthen this quality. Duckworth celebrates the gritty individuals who have achieved remarkable success and impact in various fields and highlights the potential for grit to bring about positive change in individuals, organizations, and society. In the final pages of the book, Duckworth leaves readers with the challenge to discover their own passion, persevere in their efforts, and live a grittier life. She encourages everyone to embrace the belief that effort counts twice and that with grit, individuals can achieve their fullest potential and make a lasting impact on the world. Chapter 11 serves as a powerful conclusion to Grit, summarizing the core principles of the book and reinforcing the idea that passion and perseverance are the keys to long-term success and fulfillment. Duckworth's call to action encourages readers to apply the principles of grit in their own lives and to inspire others to do the same. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.